Oh boy, more screw ups. All right. So the Egyptians won the initiative, and they're gonna take the Pharaoh's division again through here. Basically, I want to try to clear this area out, shoot it up as much as I can, and then take my recoveries with these, the red and the blue unit. I didn't want to use them for my initial attack because I've got a pretty good position on this second division here. The problem, the thing that I found that I screwed up, chariots can retreat automatically using orderly withdrawal. They don't have to make a tactical quality check, which is pretty potent actually. They take a hit if they're attacked from the rear or from a flank, but for the most part, they are very, very good at running away from things. And I forgot completely about that. And so there have been some places where infantry have been able to engage the chariots where they simply got a lucky roll, basically, or low quality chariots. And that just shouldn't happen. Ouch. And if, depending on how the runner combined stuff is counted, you can't catch chariots with your runner infantry mixed in with your chariots either. I'm not sure about that. I'm still leaving that alone as I've done it, but I was trying to find out an answer to that, and I couldn't find one. See, what bugs me here is you can try to avoid with an approaching enemy unit the instant it moves, and then it says here somewhere else it has unit with a parenthesized. I don't remember where it is. Here we go. Allowance. Okay, if you have a higher movement allowance than the approaching enemy units here, and in that case, well, that kind of tends to lead, and it kind of makes sense that the chariot runner combination moving forward together would still be moving at speed 6, even if the chariot's moving faster and has already declared that it's moving faster. But I don't know. I really don't know. Hard to tell, really. And I don't know if the chariot's speed matters either. If it declares its speed, I don't think that's the movement allowance. I'm going to keep playing the way I have been, but I don't know which way it's supposed to go. And the route piles get bigger and bigger. The attacks here, semi-successful, but definitely some losses among the Egyptians. And likewise, if we shift over here, you'll see the infantry unit attacked the flank of another infantry unit, destroyed it, but then ran into this archers and took some shots. Was also dissolved. Much like what happened here, many of the light infantry, the runners, got dissolved by that. And these are the actual losses, but we've got routes on the board as well. Mitanni's infantry managed to charge forward and hit some of those routed units. Killed 2 of them, another 12 factors of route points there. And that has dropped the Egyptians down to 12 points. So they're almost broken. The Mitanni are in the mid-20s, 24. Okay, well, the chariot here somehow managed to win that melee it was engaged in. Now, granted, the unit it was facing was in bad shape, but it killed the leader, which took away the -1 that would have been applied there and got like a 9, which ended... it must have been an 8, which ended up doing 2 to each, and that was sufficient that it drove that unit away without breaking the chariot. The chariot would have broken if that unit had been more solid. Elsewhere, ran by this unit with a lot of firepower and didn't break it, but bringing some chariots around. This chariot also was activated by its own. He's swinging around trying to get up to rally those forces. The Egyptians also got an action where they had moved their infantry forward. That just chased the chariots away and made them less dangerous, but they still were able to swoop in with the ones that were over on the side here, even though these guys got driven back. And he kind of took a a replenishing action with some of them. It does not look good for the Egyptians. They almost broke completely. They lost a unit, which ended up in the rout pile. But here they've only got 3 points of rout, so they're down to 5. They would have exceeded their rout total already had that unit broken permanently. And it was a 5-pointer, so almost a 50% chance. All right. Well, the next Egyptian event was this, and in the process I noticed I must be going colorblind. This thing, I had the wrong piece here. I had a green lined one. That's for the 3rd division here, which I had them mixed up, so I switched them. Not much difference. It meant there was actually a better leader here than it looked like there was. Anyway, these chariots moved over, and I did a big rally. You can see a lot of the units succeeded. That's actually most of the Pharaoh's routed units. We'll see if that can help them. I doubt it. They're way down. Basically, they take one more hit of any significance. It's a permanent loss, and they're gone. Well, the Egyptians succeed with their momentum check and ride this big line of chariots in. It slammed into some bowmen, knocked them out of play. There's just one chit left. Let's see. I should know what it is. And it's our big wing there. I don't want that thing going. I think that'll be able to kill my unit. So I'm going to make a check at trumping it. And that's a success. So I take away the Matami. Now I have to decide what I'm going to do with it. It's probably going to be the Pharaoh's line, although I'm not absolutely positive. Wow, in better light, that color blindness thing was actually the opposite. The green is over here, and I couldn't see that, and this is the blue over here, and I had them right and then reversed them, whatever. Anyway, it's over. The momentum was used to launch these chariots. They did damage, there's no question. Mainly added it. I can't focus. I can't zoom in and catch things. My vision doesn't work right when I zoom in. Anyway, you can see that big pile has grown further, but unfortunately, one light unit went under, and that was enough to score the victory. We got over here. 5-point Hitani puts us down to 7. Oh, not quite. It's not over. There's still 1 route point left. Ouch. Okay, well, that's the end of the turn. And it looks like we go to another turn of battle. I don't know how well that's going to hold up. What do we got here? We got a chariot here, which means these guys can't reload. It looks pretty damn hopeless for the Egyptians, but yes, they have 1 more turn. And they've driven away the thing that they were worried about routing them, those infantry. They smacked into them and got rid of them. Now, if they can get some early goes and hit this pile here, they might be able to rack up enough points to win this. Actually, it doesn't have to be early goes, because it doesn't matter who routes whom first. So there's a lot of meat there that the Hitani are going to have to try to defend. Interesting. Well, the Egyptians won the initiative, and they fired off that 2nd chariot division again and slammed a couple. Oh, I got to make a check on this guy. Yeah, he failed too. And just smashed into those routed units, firing missiles, attacking, and they managed to break 3 of them. That's 12 points, which has them almost far enough to be broken themselves. Now, this isn't a race. It's not who can be broken fastest. It's who goes the furthest by the end of the turn as to who wins. Obviously, both armies are just shattered here, though. Let's see what the pick's going to be. That'll help give you a little bit of thought of what I'm checking. Okay, it's an Egyptian momentum now. Oh, I better not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. I got him out of range. Damn it. That was exactly what I didn't want to do. Alright, so I get the momentum. I guess I'm going to use the Pharaoh's command for this. I may end up doing a rally with him. I'm not sure. Okay, well the Pharaoh got the next activation with his momentum. And he used that to position his Pharaoh's division. Then he trumped the Mitanni momentum, which had been successful. And he used that to slam in, and we haven't finished it yet. We did some firing, largely hitting these routed units again, but also hitting the infantry here, hitting this chariot up. Basically, doing everything he can to destroy him. I think the Egyptians actually have the victory here, just because of this large pile of yummy stuff. Let's look at the net effect. Over here we've got an engaged battle. Here, I believe that chariot was knocked out. Up here, this chariot managed to knock out a runner that hit it from the flank. Runner was not in good shape. Up here we can see, cutting into this, there's still some routed units. Ooh, I forgot this guy. Total losses, ugly. That's going to send them way down. Now you can see the one unit that got destroyed. The standard also fell, which means in the event that anything else of the Mitanni is destroyed or routes in this battle, at least for this turn, it's just going to return, it's going to flee immediately, which, more points. I don't know how many more routes there are likely to happen. The Egyptians have kind of used up their wad here, their two biggest units, and their momentum. Well, not their momentum. No, actually, they haven't gotten the pharaonic unit yet, which is going to be able to cut deeper into these. So all they've gotten is the momentum and the Mitanni momentum. They've used their trump attempt, though. But yeah, it looks like it's over. And just to see how over, the Mitanni are already at negative 37 route points. The Egyptians are only at negative 3. I was afraid I screwed up again. Well, I kind of did, but it doesn't affect anything. In the withdrawal and victory, I was just counting route points. I forgot, hey, leaders usually count too. Well, they don't here. Only the overall commander does, 5 times his initiative rating. But these sub-commanders, and I just saw another one go, that would have, if they were worth anything, essentially, the Egyptians would have lost on the last turn. Alright, well, let's see what our next draw is. I'm still chatting. Oh, more points for the Egyptians. Okay, a few more hits, but mainly the infantry pushed forward and scared this chariot away. Basically, the chariots there, if they stand, they're going to get hit and hurt bad. But if they run, they take... First of all, they have to run 5 hexes away, because that's the difference in their movement. And they take a cohesion hit because it was flank hitting. So, it really, I think that's the best effect for infantry, is to scare the chariots away. Because it's really not terribly effective. I mean, if the chariots stand and get attacked by it, that's fine. But otherwise, it's really not very effective at all. The runner infantry is a little better if you can cheat the way I do, if it's cheating, by stacking it with regular chariots and saying, oh, well, that stack has a movement of 9, sort of. You can't run away from it. The rest of the actions are all Mitanni, and we'll see what they can do. But right now the points, I mean, there's just no way. Right now the points are at 62 to negative 8. Negative 62 to negative 8. Well, the end of the road, the infantry division here, which is 1 stack, hit one of the infantry units of the Egyptians, routed it over to the pile, actually under here. The next division, Wing 2, seems to be missing. I think it's either completely routed or off the map or something. It's just destroyed. And then the first big wing just basically slung through, hit one infantry unit that was down here, and then the rest of them just fired right past that infantry unit, shooting it up. They had very little effect. They got up very unlucky. You can see there's a significant amount of low missiles that weren't there before. That's the end of the game. Numbers stand here at -14 to -62. My excuse a while ago had been, you know what? It's fine. The Matadi are going to win, and if any cheating was happening, it was for the Egyptians. No, it's hard to tell. Some of that rallying that the Egyptians were able to fling troops into place, with the razor-thin margin that the Egyptians were at in terms of breaking on the turn before this, I would have to say there's a pretty good chance that they probably would have gone under if I wasn't cheating for them. Decent chance that one of those routed units that ran up did serve some purpose, slowing down the Matami attacks, that they could have maybe slung in an attack against a routed unit and gotten an extra couple of tactical quality points, and it only took they were only a couple away from it. I don't remember if it was 2 or 4, but just about any unit would knock it out at even at 4. The only thing that wouldn't is the bowman. So one chance shot, and this was over last turn instead of this turn. Take your balances as you like. I mean, I cheat all over with this game, not intentionally. Just a matter of there's some serious differences from the patterns I'm used to from SPQR, and it's tough. It's tough picking up games that are similar but not really the same. I did the same over in the Great Battles of the American Civil War, with units continuing to rout as they would in many other games. Well, they don't there. They just rout once and they stop. Oh well. Anyway, up this one goes.